Have you ever wondered who's really behind those witty tweets from your favorite brands or those perfectly curated Instagram feeds? Well, it's not just some algorithm doing all the work. It's a person, a strategist, a storyteller, a data nerd. So today, let's pull back the curtain on the real world of social media management.
Right? We see their work all the time. It's literally everywhere. But the job itself feels like a bit of a mystery. Is it really just about posting cool pictures and coming up with clever captions? Or is there, something a lot more complex going on behind the screen? Let's break it all down.
Okay, so first things first, let's bust the biggest myth out there. The idea that this job is just about scrolling through feeds and posting memes. That couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is, it's a high-stakes role that's all about creative strategy, digging into hard data, managing a brand's reputation when things go wrong, and, most importantly, proving a real, tangible return on investment.
At its heart, this job is really about storytelling. A social media manager is the voice of a brand online. They're the narrator of the company's entire journey, and that takes a pretty powerful mix of skills. I mean, just look at this list. It's a serious blend of right-brain creativity and left-brain analysis. You have to be creative enough to dream up amazing content, but also analytical enough to dive into the data and see what's working. You're a community builder, a strategic planner, a crisis manager, all while having to be an expert on the constantly changing rules and cultures of each different platform. It's a lot to juggle.
So, how in the world do they manage all of this? Well, their daily work is usually built on 5 core pillars. Think of these as the foundation for everything they do.
This is basically their operational blueprint. It all starts with creating or curating great content, say a new video about a product launch. Then, you schedule it to post at the exact time your audience is most likely to see it. After it's live, you're in the comments, engaging with the community, answering questions. But at the same time, you're also doing social listening to see what the wider conversation is. And finally, you analyze all the data, which then tells you what to do for your next piece of content. It's a constant, self-improving cycle.
And that social listening part is so much more than just checking your notifications. It's about being proactive. Managers use it to feel the pulse of their industry, to really understand how people feel about their brand, and to spot potential opportunities or crises before they completely blow up.
Now, nobody does this all by themselves. They rely on a pretty powerful digital toolkit, specialized software that helps them streamline their work, gather all that data, and actually execute on their big strategies.
And these tools are incredibly specialized. You've got something like Planable, which is purpose-built for agencies that need a smooth way to get clients to approve content. Then you have the big guns like Sprout Social, an all-in-one suite for large companies that need really deep analytics. And for small businesses, a tool like Buffer offers clean, focused scheduling. It really all comes down to choosing the right tool for the job based on your team's size and goals.
And you can really see the impact of finding the right tool in testimonials like this one. For an agency, a tool that makes client feedback easier isn't just a nice little feature. It's an absolute game changer for their entire workflow and for building strong client relationships. Okay, so you've got the strategy and the tools. Now we get to the 2 parts of the job with the highest stakes, navigating a full-blown brand crisis and proving to the higher-ups that all this work is actually making a difference. Let's look at a classic, almost unbelievable example. Back in 2018, KFC, a chicken restaurant, ran out of chicken. This wasn't just a supply chain issue, it was a PR nightmare playing out in real time on social media for the entire world to see. But what they did next was a total masterclass in crisis management. Instead of hiding or making excuses, they leaned into it. They took out full-page ads and ran a social campaign with a bold, funny, and incredibly humble message. That iconic FCK ad completely diffused the situation. It turned a potential brand disaster into one of the most legendary PR moments ever.
Now, on the flip side of that risk is the reward. And proving your value is absolutely essential. Success can't just be about vanity metrics like likes and shares. A great social media manager has to connect what they're doing on social media to real business results. Things like sales leads, customer retention, and overall brand health.
And here's one really powerful way they can do that. This chart shows a metric called share of voice. It basically measures how much of the conversation in your entire industry is about your brand compared to your competitors. Being able to show your boss a chart like this, where you're clearly dominating the conversation, that's how you prove your value in a language that leadership understands.
But managing the day-to-day is only half the battle. A huge part of this job is always looking ahead and anticipating what's next.
The social media landscape changes in the blink of an eye. So let's look at the key trends that every manager is thinking about right now.
First up, and this should surprise no one, video is still king. From those super short, snappy TikToks to longer, more in-depth stories on YouTube, video is absolutely the top priority. The question isn't if you should be doing video anymore, it's how you're tailoring your video strategy for the unique audience on each and every platform.
Next up, AI has officially joined the team. It's not some sci-fi concept anymore. It's a daily co-pilot. Managers are using it to help draft posts, to analyze huge amounts of data on customer sentiment, and even to help with customer service. The human is still in the driver's seat for strategy and creativity, but AI is handling a lot of the heavy lifting.
And if you need any more convincing, this number says it all. 97%. That's how many marketing leaders believe that knowing how to use AI is a must-have skill. It's not optional anymore, it's a fundamental requirement of the job.
And finally, we're seeing a really important strategic shift. Brands are starting to realize that chasing that one viral moment is like lightning in a bottle. It's fleeting. The real, long-term value comes from building a loyal, engaged community where people feel a genuine sense of belonging and connection to your brand.
So, that leaves us with a really big question for the future. As AI gets smarter and automation handles more of the routine tasks, what's left for the human element? What will it really mean for a brand to connect, to engage, and to be truly social? That's something we're all going to be watching unfold.